Hello everyone, welcome back once again to No Man's Sky Permadeath Survival Challenge. Got quite a bit of stuff for you today. I've not been uploading any videos for the last week because I have been super busy trying to finish up everything that is needed for us to do our trade good manufacturing. I was just tired of it not being done, so I put in a bunch of long hours, and I think now I have everything set up. But that's not what we're going to do today. I'm going to do a dry run and make sure that everything's working right before I make a video about it. Today, we are going to be looking at some stuff that goes along with this freighter content that we've been talking about recently, and that is derelict freighters. So I've stacked up a few of these emergency signal scanners. I think I showed you the guy. They're at every space station. You can go buy these emergency signal scanners from them. So once you have one, you can activate it and then go into Pulse, and it will start scanning. You can see down there in the lower right different channels looking for a freighter. It just takes a few seconds for it to decide where it's going to be, basically. And then we're here. By the way, those signal scanners, in case you don't remember, at the end of this video, actually it's probably going to be the end of the next video, because I think it's going to take us more than 20 minutes to get through this freighter. At the end of this series, I will show you where you can get them from, if you don't recall. And if I didn't show you, that's a possibility too. So, we have this cool ambience here. We have this wrecked freighter. We got stuff just floating around, right? Pretty interesting. And this is a teleporter here. We'll use that later. As you can see down the lower left, our cold environment protection has been kicking in. So we need to be prepared for that when we come in here. One of the things we can do is we can make sure that we have ion batteries or dioxide or sodium or something to keep our hazard protection charged. I have a bunch of ion batteries that I made, so I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. And there's also these heating units throughout the freighter. And if you stand near those, it'll charge up your hazard protection, of course, and you won't be draining it. So let's get into it. Let's crack this thing open. We're going to see these loot boxes throughout the exploration. This one here is just kind of a welcome to the freighter. Here's a couple of things you might need. Some carbon and some sodium and some other stuff like that. What else did they give us? Some ferrite dust, I guess. You might need, spoiler alert, you might need bullets. Alright, so here's the docking bay door control. That's what we've got here. That's the docking bay out there. This is the door. Here's the control. Let's see what it has to say to us. SB Kakyat 13 status. Severe incident. Total lockdown. Access denied. Angry red letters. External access doors have been automatically sealed. Override seal? Yes, but why don't we collect the emergency supplies first? Let's see what those are. Let's see what those are. We get some projectile ammunition, we get some life support gel, ion battery, 2 ion batteries, 3 ion batteries, and oh, that's about it. Okay, we're good to go. Anything somebody could need, but maybe not as much of it as we might need. Those are hints before you go in here. You might need this stuff, guys. If you don't have any, you might want to consider getting it before you go in. If this is the very first thing you do, you don't get your tech upgrades, and this place can be kind of dangerous. We've got lots of tech upgrades, so we're going to be okay. So we're going to unseal that door now, and that will consume the signal, what was it called? The emergency signal scanner. You'll notice, perhaps, I went through it really quick. I had 5 before, now there's 4. Now that I've opened the door, it's consumed it. So we don't want to leave until we finish this now. There's a bunch of stuff here. There's an unstable canister here that explodes if you shoot it, and if you're standing too close it's going to deal damage, so I backed up when I shot it. There's another one of these heating units. We're going to use that. It's going to recharge our environment protection. And now we're going to get to business of salvaging this freighter. We're going to be looking for containers like that box we saw before. Containers like this that, if you're looking at it from the right angle, it looks kind of like a briefcase. There you go. Sort of, anyway. And there is quite a noise coming from that door. Let's get away from there. That's kind of obnoxious. Let's see, we've got more boxes. And another thing that we find are these log snippets. I probably should have looked at it before I opened the box. The box lid opened into it, clipped through the log snippet. I'm going to read these out. Bunch of information about what happened on this freighter. We're going to figure it out. Extract from Watch Officer's Daily Report. Discipline. Date stamp 2323.9. Sub-broker Galictio. Cargo security. Confined to the brig for sowing discord. Offense number 9. Sentence length 107 days. Additional punishment demoted. Man, that's bad times. 3.5 months. So yeah, as we go through these boxes, we're going to be getting a bunch of kind of random loot. There is a loot table that it rolls on, so it's not completely random, but what you get off of the table is random. So we get some of this stuff that we can sell later. I'm not going to look at that too much until we're done. Now, when I'm going through these things, they can be a little confusing, so I kind of follow like the right wall rule. Just kind of go around the right hand wall, making sure that I grab everything that I come across, and then making sure I look at an entire room before I move on to the next room, make sure I've gotten everything in it. We see this orange scanner beam here. This is going to charge our hazard protection. That's a defense turret, and if we walk into that orange cone, it's going to activate and it's going to start shooting at us. Well, rather than give it that chance, I'm just going to shoot it now. Hopefully before it can shoot us, that got one shot off on us. Hopefully before it can shoot us, we will destroy it. So we're going to keep looking at these log snippets. We can see another one here. Data extracted from medical bay logs. Partial report follows. Date stamp 1543.6. Hand Duvikny, warp drive maintenance, presented with low blood oxygen. Patient placed in cryostasis while treatment determined. Case number 55. Chance of recovery 72%. Maybe Lieutenant Loeb's security pass from the SV Kakyat 13. It is warped and pockmarked, its surface melted by some unknown substance. Records indicate it was last used 4 days ago. Okay, so this freighter probably hasn't been wrecked very long, has it? That security credentials are going to be important later. That's what we are looking for when we look through those log snippets. We're hoping to find those security credentials. The rest of it's just story. And if we don't find a log snippet, or rather, if we don't find the security credentials on a given log snippet, we'll get nanites. But it's a very small amount. So if you're running a lot of these, you probably won't want to keep reading all of them once you've found the security credentials, the security officer's credentials. But we're going to read all of them this time, just to give you a feel of what it's like. There's a lot of interesting lore. Some of those log snippets are going to look just like the stuff that comes off of the reports from the frigate expeditions. So, we've cleared out this room now, and there's a few things I'm going to point out. So that's where we came from. We have over here a blue numbered sign above a door. That lets us know that that is the way onward. That next room is room number 1. We're in room number 0 right now. When we go through that door and look back over the door, back into this room, it's going to say 0 with a blue arrow pointing backward. When we see one of these signs, it looks kind of like a 0, but it's probably something else because it's got that little line around the outside. When we look at one of these purple signs that has the circle with the arrow, that is an optional room. We don't have to go in there, but there's going to be extra loot in there. So we're going to go in there because some of the loot that you can get from this is really good, and this is almost the only way to get some of it. So we're going to make sure that we get every chance for loot we can. We're going to go through everybody's locker and everybody's foot locker, and we're going to get everything we can. I don't see anybody here. I don't think they're going to use it, but we can. So here we go. That was a nice little run. There's 15 lockers, I think, if I counted right. Yeah, looks like 3 rows of 5. That's a nice little stash of loot. And there's no those log snippets. What's on this one? Personal data recording accessed for attendant SPARA engineering. Date stamp 2393.2. Auto transcribing audio. They're locked outside for now. Ever since the black hole, we can't contain it much longer. It's right outside the recording ends. Ooh, ominous. Something bad happened. Something bad happened. We're gonna go through all of the lockers. Don't think they're around anymore. There's another log snippet. Captain's Eyes only pre-flight crew appraisal. Name Hireling Dinetta. Specialism Engineering. Work level 91%, disease resistance 84%, persuadability 82%. What a stat. Company approval rating 11%. What, you'd think this guy would be a model employee. Predicted remaining lifespan 44.9 years, but for some reason he's got a low approval rating. Maybe he picks his nose. Addendum. Captain's personal notes 3263.7. Occasional bouts of dread. Intervention required. Follow up with medics. Oh, that's the problem. The guy is a scaredy cat. That's less effective in a crew member, I suppose. Alright, that's this room. We got everything that's in here. We're going to move on. And we're looking for that room with the 1. There it is. Here we go. Whoa. Got a little too close to that door. Camera didn't know what to do. There's no one of those guns. We're going to take care of that right now. Ooh, that was close. Literally, our last shot was what did that one in. Alright. Moving along. You'll also see these floating capsules. They have oxygen or sodium or other basic resources in there. We have plenty of that stuff, so I'm not going to pick it up on purpose. I might on accident, but extract from Watch Officer's Daily Report, Discipline 2648.3, Kraftgek Kalau AI Oversight, Confined Brig for Insubordination, First Offense, Sentence Length 108 days. Boy, they're pretty extreme around here. I don't know. Maybe that's not that extreme. Maybe they had a discipline problem. Maybe that's the reason why everybody died. Or if they didn't die, at least had to abandon ship, I guess. That's one of those purple doors. We'll come back to that. Briefcase and box. Heater. Alright. What else do we have here? We have another little cubby with boxes in it. So I kind of like the atmosphere in this freighter. I didn't call it out when we were first coming in because there was too much to talk about, but the very first time I did one of these, I was impressed with the kind of, like, almost, well, it's a suspenseful feeling, right? Maybe a little bit of a dread or horror creeping in around the edges. What happened in this place? The lights are out, things are floating around, you know. We're going to see some stuff that contributes to that atmosphere. It just feels kind of, you know, dangerous. And then, of course, we can't run and we can't jet. And and it's cold. Anyway, so this is the records terminal. This is one of the key computer devices we must interact with to complete the salvage of this vessel. So this is the first one. Records terminal accessed, searching, engine destructive codes encrypted, company charter details encrypted, crew manifest accessible. Let's access the crew manifest. See what we can find out. Crew status as of ship-wide bioscan 7 days ago. Commanding officer, Commander Holgrenine, or something like that. Duty officers, Lieutenant Loeb, Chief Engineer Sabe, Second Lieutenant Dub. Crew status report, Crew Specialist 50, Crew General Hand 74. And wow, there are a lot of people on this ship. Supernumeraries: Aid Iden, deceased, Workgek Dotoindu, cryptobiologist, Kraftgek Lumhulig, medic in transit. Update bioscan. Yes, yes. Scanning ship for biological traces. No detected biological trace matches crew records. Retrieving last known crew positions. Commander Holgrenine, redacted area. Lieutenant Loeb, waste disposal pipe 22.3 days ago. No, waste disposal pipe 22 3 days ago. Chief Engineer Sabe, airlock control 2 days ago. Second Lieutenant Dub, main generator 4 days ago. Airlock control sounds suspicious. Waste disposal pipe. Sounds like some people were holding out against something or trying to get away from something, maybe. Well, we know a little bit more about what's going on. Commander Holgrenine's location is redacted, so we don't know where he is, but copy of the official crew manifest for the freighter. All that information about those guys and 122 other hands. This document will be highly valuable to those concerned with the fate of the missing ship. Okay, well maybe we'll be able to sell this for something once we're done. Alright, that's the way forward. I remember there being a purple side room. We're going to go into that. There it is. Let's see what's in here. Doing pretty good for time. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get this done in one video. That'd be nice. When I'm doing it quickly on my own, I did it a couple of times. I was able to do it in about 15 minutes. I just thought, you know, we got to read a bunch of stuff, explain things. I think it's going to be really hard to get it in under 22 or so minutes. Alright, what's this log snippet say? Partial cargo manifest follows. Omic gel 583, ancient bullion 6, albumin pearl 332, cryogenics tubes unoccupied 17, status unknown. Interesting. Maybe they're compromised. Maybe some people try to climb into them and activate them. Alright, let's finish getting the rest of the loot in here. Oh, there's another little drone, little spherical drone. And there's another log snippet. I don't know if you can hear these things, but they're in the walls, and most of the time they're glitched and you can't get to them, so you just kind of have to wait for them to shoot, and then you know that they're where you can shoot them. Extract from Watch Officer's Daily Report, Discipline. Date stamp 2654.4, Security, Secretary Inmuda Genetics, confined to brig for failing to obey orders, first offense, sentence length 100 days, leave, and shoot that thing, trying to get us when we're reading log entries. It's like they're trying to defend the ship from intruders or something. Alright. Let's see, that should be everything. Other than activating that other heater, we don't really need to do that. We'll move on. As I recall, yes, the door is over here. Moving on. We've got 4 of 7 zones mapped. We're about halfway done. I think we're going to be pushing it to get everything done in one video. We're already up to like 18 minutes. Captain's eyes only pre-flight crew appraisal. Aid, Chemerseg, specialism, biosecurity. Mechanical aptitude 79%, reliability 38%, intelligence 25%, company approval rating 23%. This guy has so many red numbers, and he has a higher approval rating than the Dread guy from earlier. It's crazy. Predicted remaining lifespan 23.5 years. He's getting along. Addendum. Captain's personal notes 2609.1, and a relationship with a passenger. Have them removed at next station. Uh-oh. Somebody's not maintaining a professional detachment. Alright. Doing pretty good here. Let's activate that heater, it's getting a little cold. And we'll keep going along that right wall, even though there's a lot along the left that we could be getting. There's the way forward. There's a barrel we're not going to shoot. And these little kind of jellyfish things, they're not super dangerous, but if you get close enough to touch them, they will deal damage to you, so I'm going to shoot them. We got a glove floating here and a helmet floating here. That's a little atmospheric thing that I think is cool. You bump into that, it'll go flying. At least if it's not sitting against something solid like that. There we go. It's just floating. It's a little spooky. A little. If I wasn't here having an animated discussion, the atmosphere would be a little spooky. Kind of appropriate for the season, I guess. It's just past Halloween now. I've been thinking maybe I'd done this a couple days ago. There's the side room. Yeah, I think we're going to be a little long, but I don't think there's going to be enough here to justify a second video. We're going to get it all done today. Personal data recording access for Technigec Earn, General Hand. Date stamp 2725.9, auto-transcribing audio. Not again. I thought. Why won't they just tell us? As if it's haunting us. Recording ends. Oh. Something's going on. People know there's something going on, and it's not good. They don't know what it is. Alright, we've gone around the perimeter of this room. There's two big clusters of lockers. We can see one here and one over there, kind of off in the dark. We're going to grab those, and then we're going to interact with this important looking terminal behind us. Alright, that's this cluster. That's gotten a little too cold. This is one of the things we can get that we can only get in salvage freighters. We can get base decorations randomly from these loot boxes, like this crew locker. It's a little orange version of the blue ones that we've been opening. So that'll be nice. We can put that in our freighter base. We could put that on one of our regular planetary bases. It's pretty cool. I mean, you know, it's not like super exciting, but it's nice to have cosmetic options. I haven't been able to get a whole lot of those yet. Did I? Okay. I think I opened all of them. Huh. I was so busy talking I didn't realize I did both groups. These lockers can be hard to open sometimes because they're sitting down on the ground. Alright. There's an important console. Let's interact with this. What is this? The secure mainframe. Okay, that sounds promising. Private mainframe access denied. Captain's DNA required to access personal log. Well, his location was redacted and everybody else seems to be missing in action. Shipwide bioscans indicate severe incident status. Override available. Indicate captain's fate to begin. I'm going to have to say unknown. We don't really know. Input accepted. Log will record captain's fate as unknown, presumed dead. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Duty officer may take command. Authenticate as duty officer to continue. Security credentials required. Well, we happen to have Lieutenant Loeb's security credentials, so in we go. Credentials accepted. Welcome, Lieutenant Loeb. Log will record you as temporary commander. Last significant entry from Commander Holgrening follows. Read it. Date stamp 1681.9. What to say about the specimen? It came from a private collector, a part of some family for centuries. We only had to feed it once a year. It didn't need light or water. All it needed was conversation, though it showed no signs of understanding. We have been commanded to sell it. Date stamp 1729.0. There are many ways to profit from a life form. Exploit its labor, consume it, process it for chemicals. Other creatures are purely for entertainment. This entity, it is none of them. It doesn't move, it doesn't sing or dance or bleed, it just listens. Date stamp 1742.5. All it took was ignoring it. All it took was a month alone in that room in the cold and the dark until we found its value. Date stamp 1723.3. The creature has laid an egg. Laying an egg, I think. Anyway, even as I record this log, the crew prepare to cut it open. And that's the last entry. Apparently that was a really bad idea. Alright, let's go find the side room. There it is. Small side room. That's that. Now we need the way on. As I recall, it was over here. It's hard to see. The room's really big and really dark. There it is. Did pick the right way. This is going to be the last room. You can see down the lower right we've been progressing through the zones. 6 of 7 map. This is going to be the 7th. We found 2 important consoles. All that's left is the engineering unit. We salvage that and we're done here. What are we doing for time anyway? Oh, we're running way long. My apologies, it's going to end up being about a 30-minute video. Maybe I should have made it 2 15-minute videos, I just don't like going below 20 minutes. Data extracted from medical bay logs, partial report follows, date stamp 2717.6, Freegeck Roralva. AI oversight presented with unexplained pustules. Brain scan revealed worrying consciousness waveform. Log shows 7 similar cases this voyage. Something is happening to the brains of the people on this voyage. Maybe talking to the plant was corrupting their brains somehow. It's a malicious, evil plant. And it ate their brains, or corrupted them, or whatever. I think we figured out what happened to the crew. Very unfortunate, sad for them. Maybe some of them turned into freaky jellyfish. What's in this last log snippet here? Ship AI log decrypted location tracking report for Tradegeck Avendar Medical. Personal bioscan detected 3 days ago in the emergency warp unit. 11 others present. Biometric readout indicates entity deoxygenated. No further life signs. They went for the lifeboats and they didn't make it. Alright, well there's the last console. We're going to grab these last couple of boxes. And I think, oh, there's one more there. I think that's it. And this is what we came for. I mean, we came for those boxes. Hopefully we got something good out of them, but this is the main attraction right here. Engineering control panel accessed. Generator failure detected. Fabricators on emergency power. Construct component. We can get nanites, like 600 or so, which is significant, but you can get nanites from so many things. That's a loser choice. Fabricate freighter bulkhead. Those are kind of hard to get. The primary source of those are those pirate battles, and you can only get those once every like 3 hours of playtime. So that's fairly valuable, but this fabricate technology upgrade, what we're about to get from this, can only be gotten on these derelict freighters. It's the most valuable thing. Internal technology replication initiated, extraction complete, nanocompression complete, deployable unit ready for collection. Salvage fleet combat unit, a deployable freighter upgrade salvaged from the SV Kakyat 13. Can be redeployed into your own capital ship to improve the combat performance of your fleet. Wow, and it's an S rank. That's great. So, something they don't tell you. Well, they do. They don't tell you right away. we're going to activate this portal, or a teleporter. It's going to take us back to the beginning. And then we're going to head out. So, something that they don't come right out and tell you, but if you dig around a little bit, they do tell you, is that if you use one of those emergency scanner beacon things in the same system as one you've previously used, or I should say, no matter how many times you use it in a system, you'll always find the same freighter. So what we just found there was a real gem. It's relatively short, there's only 7 rooms. It's not super loaded with bad guys, just some automated drones. And it had an S rank technology upgrade, which is incredible. That's great. Obviously that's the best you can get, and I've gone through a lot of salvage freighters, probably a dozen. That's the first S1 I found. So I'm going to be running that one over and over again, and I'm going to get all the tech upgrades a person could want. Fully upgrade our freighter so that it is just everything it can be. And now we've got this pair of security credentials, or not security credentials, but logs and like cargo manifest, I think is what it is. Ugh, having a hard time getting up that. We're going to go to a station and sell those. Now we can't go to a pirate station to sell them as far as I can tell. So we're going to have to go to a regular station, and we can't get to a regular station because we are in a pirate system, unfortunately. That's the one problem with this particular freighter. We're going to have to warp to one of our other bases, and then from there warp up to the station and sell our stuff. We are running far over time. Try to keep the videos below 30 minutes, but today we're gonna today we are over. We're gonna get out of here as quick as we can and sell these documents, electronic documents that we picked up from that salvage freighter, and then we will be done. And we could do it again if we wanted to. Now normally when you're doing this, you're not doing it in a pirate system, and you could just pulse over to the space station from the derelict freighter, and you wouldn't have to do this warp in a pulse shuffle. But it's alright. We will happily pay that price for an S-ranked technology loaded freighter. We're going to pop in here, and we can give these electronic documents to either a guild representative for the local dominant species in the system, or we can sell it to the junk collector guy that sold us the beacon to find the salvage or the derelict freighter in the first place. Now if we give it to this guy here, he's going to give us some reputation with his race, and he may give us some nanites, but I think it's like maybe half the time that you get the nanites, and my reputation with the Viking is already maxed out. So that doesn't seem like a good use of our cool documents to me. We are going to sell them to the junk dealer instead. Scrap dealer, I guess. You wish to profit from your adventure? Good, I have much tainted metal. Let us exchange. Alright, sell that crew manifest, and we will also sell that. What coward of a captain dies before their ship is destroyed? Grah, worthless words. But perhaps some value might be extracted. A trade, interloper? Sell the captain's log, yes. So we got like 331 of that tainted metal. Oh, we're in the wrong inventory. There we are. So now we've got We found some in the wreck, and there was some from the previous wreck that I investigated. So now we've got a decent amount of this stuff. almost 900 tainted metal. We got to be able to buy something with that. This old scrap is what you buy with the tainted metal. You can use it to buy these decorations. I already bought them on a different character, which unlocks them for your whole account, so I don't need to buy those now. But you can spend several hundred, I think even perhaps several thousand, unlocking those decorations. And once you have spent that, then you have these options left. You can get these sorts of pirate tech boxes and good boxes, and you can get repair kits too. Now we're trying to get lots of these tech upgrades, so that's probably what I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy one of these, and I'm left over with a little bit more, so maybe I'll buy one of the suspicious tech packets as well. These ones are weapons, these ones are other systems, but they're upgrades just like what we've got here, but they have the X on them. You can see I've been collecting lots on my starship. I'm going to be spending a few hours here soon going through all of that and just getting some really good upgrades. You have to go through a bunch of them to get good ones, but if you find a really good one, it can be better than S-ranked ones, at least some of the time. Well, thank you all for coming. That was a long video. Perhaps I should have kept it at 2, but we did come in a little under 40 minutes, so it wouldn't have made 2 20-minute videos, and now you can have it all today instead of having to wait for another couple of days. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be back again soon with some more freighter and trade good goodness. Look forward to seeing you then. Until then, have a great one. Goodbye.